Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from the Palatial Studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And the top of the morning to you and yours. It's a happy Monday morning.
Cool your jets, man.
No, I ain't cooling nothing.
Gang way, man.
All right, maybe I'll do that.
Don't have a cow, man.
Having a cow would be very painful. That's all I have to say on that note. It is 6:07. Mr. Clock would just certify the time.
It's now 6:07 a.m.
6:07 a.m. on the Get Up and Go show for Monday morning as we remember Dr. Martin Luther King.
Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy, that all men would be guaranteed the unalienable right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
We got a good thing, babe. Whenever life is hard, we'll never lose our way, 'cause we both know who we are.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Who knows about tomorrow? We don't know what's in the stars. I just know I'll always follow the light in your heart.
Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right.
We will never break. Build on a foundation strong enough to stay.
No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream.
It's more than a good sensation. It's more than a passing fling. You are the explanation of what love really means. So I'm not worried about us, and I've never been. No matter what may come our way, we will never break. We will never break. As the water rises and the mountains shake.
I've been to the mountaintop. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
We will never, no, never, we will never break.
I have a dream. When all of God's children, black men and white men, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Today's a day that we remember Dr. Martin Luther King. He really bridged the gap, so to speak, Bonnie, for equality. And I honestly think if it wasn't for him, things wouldn't be the way things are today, you know?
Yeah. He really gave a lot more people seriously opportunity, and he and his lovely wife, right alongside him.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Want to welcome in Phil. Phil is joining us this morning. It's been a while since you've been in studio. I'm glad to see that you're here. You went through the COVID car wash outside before you came in, so you're all clean.
I've been sanitized with foam.
Yes, you
and
have.
And good to go.
Yeah.
What did you brush your teeth with this morning?
Ammonia.
Yeah, gargled with bleach.
Yeah.
That's why you're smelling so good, so wonderful over here.
Yeah. So Phil is we talked about Phil's hairpiece last week, and he has what's called plugs in his head, folks, if you're wondering, and they're actually surgically implanted, so you can't really tell. That's why it looks so natural.
Is that true, Evan?
Yeah, he's got plugs in his head.
Is that so?
Yes.
Like, come over here a little closer.
You
and
can
let me
just
see
tilt your head
those.
down.
Actually, I'm growing petunias in it too.
Yeah,
So,
got
yeah. So,
Phil, how does your garden grow? Top of your head.
little fertilizer makes it grow pretty
Yeah.
good.
Where's it called? Ortho grow.
Can we grow some tomatoes up there?
Man, Bonnie is in rare form this morning. Bam!
Well,
love
did
it.
everybody have a good
Loving
weekend, though? Did
Well,
you
can you
all
tell? I
enjoy-
mean, look at the moods we're all in.
Yeah, we must have. Yeah.
I mean, we came in here Monday morning, literally. I mean, we're just in a great mood. We're smiling.
We're giggling.
We're having fun. I mean, you brought food in for him to taste. He's got food for you to taste. What more could you ask for?
It was weird. Well, I have these tomatoes that I have fresh from the flea market, and they're just freshly so nice and juicy and red and ripe now. They're really big ones. And so I decided to make some homemade salsa last night.
Nice.
And then I was thinking about Phil coming in, and I thought, I got to get this ready and put it in a cooler
so I
he
can
can
try it. Yeah.
And fresh Tostitos from Circle K, where Andy was working too, my buddy Andy.
Oh, that's right. Your little friend there over at Circle K. Yeah,
He's the first person that people see, when they come in the morning. Sometimes I see him before Gary.
Now, does he work the graveyard shift?
I think he works the overnight, because he'll say he's getting done in an hour or so.
So you're getting the tail end of him.
Yeah.
Like on the downswing, so to speak.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the Tommy Hilfiger on today.
Yeah.
You're rocking the Hilfiger today. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what we purchased from Burlington.
Okay.
I liked it so well. I got Topanga one for Christmas, and I purchased one of my own.
Oh, y'all could be shirt twinsies.
I know.
I'm excited. I get my stitches taken out today. Yay.
Are you going to show the people what you showed me?
Oh,
turn around and show the Facebook friends.
Turn around there. There's the stitches. Okay. You can't really tell. They did a good job.
Yeah, they did.
Now, see where I had mine. Here, Phil. I don't know if I'll show you two, Bonnie. I'll show you first, Bonnie. Hold on. So you see where I'm turning around like this. See where I'm pointing right there?
Yeah, that's right around the area Phil had his stitches.
I had a sebaceous cyst right there.
Wow.
Now, a sebaceous cyst is worse than his cyst.
Yeah, I had like a basic cyst.
He had a basic cyst. I had a sebaceous cyst. I had my cyst on the back of my neck for probably, I want to say, at least 10, if not more years.
Now, is sebaceous the cancerous one?
No, sebaceous is literally you're like almost beyond help. It was that bad.
So it's something spreading in there.
Right.
Something spreading.
Right. But the thing is, though, I never did anything about it. The doctor said, listen, if it doesn't bother you, leave it alone. So I left it alone. Then one morning I got up and I had a pain in the back of my neck. Literally, get a pain in the neck. Get it? But boom.
Hey-o.
So I had a pain in my neck.
Hey-o.
And then it started getting bigger and bigger to where it literally was the size of a golf ball.
Man.
I'm telling you. So I went to the doctor and he said to me, you have something that needs to be removed ASAP. It's infected very badly. So normally I do not do surgery on people that have infections, but I'm going to make an exception with you. So he said, but when we're done doing the surgery, I can't close you up because it's infected so bad, it has to still heal. So I'm gonna cauterize the veins so it doesn't bleed. And what you're gonna have to do is, instead of putting a bandage over it, you're gonna have to use what's called packing gauze. Now, packing gauze, the only way I can explain it to you is like this.
My dad had to have that.
Is that like triple heavy duty, like kind of a
no,
gauze?
they actually
regular gauze.
They actually pack the gauze inside the incision. And then you have to pull like a little bit out.
This is the size of the gauze that I was given to go home. Literally,
so,
like this.
Few inches there.
Right. It's just a few inches.
Yeah.
So imagine this is a Q-tip.
The pen in your
The
hand.
pen
The
being
pen is a
Yeah,
Q-tip.
you're gonna have to explain to people on radio here,
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot
think
we're
a
on radio.
professional
So,
as
so
he
is the
is,
Q-tip
you know?
as big as that pen?
Right.
So
Yes,
it's a huge.
it was a
huge dangling Q-tip.
like the Q-tip they used to swab your nose for a COVID
and
test.
where are they going to swab the Q-tip with this one?
Okay, so what they do is they take this Q-tip. I'm going to turn it upside down so it's better this way, and they take the packing gauze and go around it like this. Now, mind you, Rachel had to do this 4 times a day. Okay, then you take this and you push it in the hole.
Yeah.
And you
it
pull the
oozes-
Q-tip
and it,
out.
It comes out right out. Everything oozes right out.
No,
at you.
nothing oozes out.
No.
It's just so nothing gets in there for sanitary purposes.
And also help clot the blood up a little bit.
You're
too.
clotting
Yeah.
it. You're drying it.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
You're not.
Partly,
but aren't you pushing it in there further? I don't really get the whole.
Yeah, you push it in as far as it'll go.
But now, what's getting rid of it? Are you taking
all you're doing
some kind of antibiotic?
Yes,
or
yes.
Okay.
I was on an antibiotic. So what it's doing is this is absorbing all the nastiness in the gauze, and then when it has to be changed, she just with a set of gloves, she just grabs this and pulls it out, and then just another one and just shoves it right in there.
Wow.
I had something on my neck not too long ago, and it's weird because you can't see it anymore, but I almost was going to go in to see if it was a skin cancer or something forming there. And it got really big for a while, and then I used some compound W on it, and then it got even bigger, and I had to go to work with this thing. So I tried the compound W again, and the last time I did it, the thing went down and you can't even see it anymore. So lo and behold, I don't know why it went away. It was
be thankful it went away.
Right here on the side of my
Maybe
neck.
You just had a swollen gland or something like that.
You think so?
It could be.
It could be, possibly.
At least that's what Dr. Phil says. Yeah, it's a swollen gland.
And it's good that Dr. Phil is here. Dr. Phil in the house this morning.
By the way, I didn't mean to gross any of the listeners out this morning. Sorry about that.
No, they're all just eating their sandwiches and their breakfast. No big deal.
So Rachel had to endure that grossness of doing that for like 7 days.
So the last time I saw you, I had seen you. I've already been to Georgia and back. I went to go see my son graduate from college. That was cool. And ice on my car. Never had that before.
Yes.
I even called you back on my way back from Georgia.
That's right.
Yeah.
You experienced some new things since I saw you last. I finally made it to SeaWorld.
I know. I heard that.
Yes.
Yes. And
did you go on any roller coasters?
I did. I went on the McCracken.
What
did I say? McCracking.
It's called Kraken.
She has McDonald's on her mind this morning.
The roller coaster is Irish. It's an Irish roller coaster.
That's a floorless roller coaster. Actually, it's a floorless roller coaster. Then there's also Manta that's there.
Manta, that's the one where you're like a scary shark. It's I think it was designed.
Stingray.
Is it a stingray?
Yeah, you lay on your belly, I think, on that one, right?
No, actually, you get into it, and then it pulls you back, and your back's literally up against the track.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I saw the creation. They were starting to make the new one, but that doesn't open till February 18th.
Yes.
So
I saw that when we were up there just recently.
When I
now
was up
they will
there,
have 3 coasters.
They were building that when I was up there over the summer. Yeah.
There's some good ones. They're a scary ride.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Bonnie, you know what's in 4 days?
What's
I'm
happening?
leaving for Orlando.
Oh.
It's the weekend.
Oh yeah,
my weekend trip.
Is it going to be a 2-day weekend or a 3-day weekend?
We're leaving on Friday when Rach gets off work.
Yeah.
And then Saturday's Disney and Sunday is Gatorland.
Oh man, that's
Gatorland.
incredible.
Gatorland.
I actually have a distaste for Gatorland, and I'll tell you why.
Yep.
It's not necessarily towards Gatorland. It's towards my parents.
Oh.
Because
why they made you go to Gatorland? And you were sick or something?
Well, no, I was probably about 4 or 5, and we go up to Georgia to go see my aunt. And then we came back, and we didn't go to Disney World. We went to Gatorland. And I go, why can't we just go to Disney World? No, we're going to Gatorland.
Oh.
And I'm like, and I was actually mad that we went to Gatorland instead of Disney World.
Yeah.
And I actually hold this grudge to this day that we went to Gatorland instead of Disney World.
Phil, I feel your pain.
Yes.
Because I would much rather go to Disney World or Universal myself.
Well, Universal wasn't around then.
Okay.
So it was just Disney at the time.
Yeah, but you're a kid, and you want to see the gators, but you also want to go on some rides.
Yeah, and there's actually a picture of me sitting on a gator. My mom holding me. They're
Your
both
mom
me
was-
and my mom
was
sitting on a gator.
Dangling you by your head by a big gator mouth, like Steve Irwin or something.
She must know the guy that was dangling. Well, I'm sorry. She must know Michael Jackson, who was dangling his kid off the balcony.
She witnessed that before I'm holding Phil
my
so
God.
close.
Oh, we're in rare form this morning.
It is 6:21 on the Get Up and Go show for a Monday morning. It's time for news. Let's get right to the news desk. Bonnie's standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Martin Luther King Day observances are planned today across Florida, including Tampa, where a parade will showcase the famous bands from two of the state's historic Black colleges and universities.
We have Florida A&M. They call themselves the Marching 100, but they are 300 members strong, as well as the Bethune-Cookman University Marching Wildcat.
Howard Harris of the Dr. King Parade Foundation in Tampa. On Monday, today, Martin Luther King Jr. Day will be celebrated across the U.S. in honor of the iconic civil rights leader assassinated in 1968. The holiday was first observed in 1986, 3 years after President Ronald Reagan made it a federal holiday. The day marks King's birthday, which is January 15. Like most federal holidays, many Americans will have the day off, but for some, according to CNN, they refer to the day as a day on instead of a day off. As for events, several cities will be hosting parades, including Washington, D.C. and Los Angeles. So what's closed today? Well, the United States Postal Service says they will be closed today nationwide in observance of the holiday. The New York Stock Exchange will be closed. Banks closed on Martin Luther King Day. According to the Department of Motor Vehicle website, most DMV offices will be closed, like other government agencies like courts and non-essential government buildings. The storms may have scraped South Florida, but on Gulf Coast, it was a different story. WPTV's Josh Navarro has this report.
A powerful tornado in the Fort Myers area damaged more than 100 mobile homes, leaving people to seek shelter elsewhere. Look at this video from Lee County. You can see the debris flying around the storm, in the storm that is. Lee County officials say the tornado was traveling at 110 miles per hour when it touched down around 7:35 this morning. It may have been on the ground around 5 minutes. There have been 4 reported injuries and 1 pet that is missing. Of the more than 100 homes damaged, at least 30 of those homes are completely destroyed. The majority of the homes impacted, we're told, are in the Iona-McGregor area of Lee County. On top of that, more than 10,000 customers are without power.
Everybody saw funnel clouds, but I didn't because I was hiding, and then we evacuated for a little while because they had said a second one might be coming.
Storm came in through really quick, and as these do this is why the pressure of the tornadoes are created, because of the quick moving storm, and it was really not much rainfall at all. We had no issue with flooding at all. It was all wind damage.
Now, the South Florida Red Cross is on the ground helping. There is also a tornado relief fund website established in partnership with the United Way of Lee, Henry, and Glades counties to help those impacted by the tornado devastation. We'll have that information on our website. In the studio, I'm Josh Navarro, WPTV News Channel 5.
Storms are responsible for leaving hundreds of people in the dark in Northeast Florida. About 700 homes lost power yesterday in Jacksonville. About 200 outages were reported across Nassau and Putnam counties. In most cases, power was restored in a couple of hours. Florida is marking a grim COVID milestone. The CDC reported this weekend that the state has had 5 million COVID cases. Only 2 other states have had more. Brightline's first test train from West Palm Beach to Brevard County, which is set to roll through the Treasure Coast tomorrow, will mark another milestone in the Higher Speed Railroad's completion of its 168-mile extension from South Florida to Orlando. The Tuesday run, postponed from Monday, will mark the first time a Brightline train travels north of Palm Beach County. The entire $4.5 billion project between Miami and Orlando was first announced in March 2012, was to be completed by 2014. Now, the $2.7 billion extension is to be completed late this year. with service set to begin in early 2023, connecting downtown Miami and Orlando International Airport. Construction is more than 70% complete, according to Brightline. Let's take a look at sports. So week 18 and the NFL wild cards, we know that I picked all of the underdogs this week. And of course, I didn't fare very well. So I was just trying to make this a test run.
Oh no!
Where Evan picked all of the overdogs.
How did I do?
The people that were supposed to win. I think you got all your picks. No, wait, not all of them. I think you got the San Francisco game wrong. That was the only underdog, which I picked. So they beat Dallas 23-17. They really didn't beat up on them like some of the other teams did, including the Buffalo Bills just walloping New England 41-17. Also, the Tampa Bay game, they walloped Philadelphia 31-15. Kansas City beats the Steelers 42-21. And of course, tonight we have the Rams playing Arizona. Evan, I believe you picked the Rams, so that's very good.
Yes, I did.
And and
he doesn't even know what he picked over here.
No idea. I just click.
You just pick
I
up.
click and pick.
Well, you know what? Your way is the highway because it's better than me. Evan's like about 10 points better than me in this Pick'em League here all season, so doing very well. So I'm not going to change my pick tonight.
Right.
I won't. I'm going to keep my pick with Arizona, even though I know it's got to be the Rams year.
All right, works for me.
6:28 is our news time, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
.628 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's it looking outside?
As we bring up the latest highway report right now, what we're seeing on this Martin Luther King Day morning, it is looking like so far so good. We are seeing a nice ride on our way to work with the major highways included. Things are looking good on US 1. There's your latest look at traffic. It's a cool 54 in Port St. Lucie, and in Owensboro, Kentucky, 27 and cloudy. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 5 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday morning, thanks to yesterday's passing cold front. Morning temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s under mostly clear skies. This afternoon, breezy and cool with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Tomorrow, morning lows down to the mid to upper 40s, could even see low 40s around Lake Okeechobee, and afternoon highs in the mid to upper 60s with plenty of sunshine. Wednesday, a little warmer than Tuesday morning, but still cold to start off the day with temperatures starting off in the low 50s and afternoon highs in the low to mid 70s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
6:32 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Phil is joining us as our guest co-host this morning. It's time for viral videos. So if you really think we're on a roll this morning, wait till you hear about this viral video. Yep. If you're inspired by that 90-day fiance woman who made bank fluctuating into jars and selling them, here's a demonstration that might just give you hope. A woman gets on a video and she breaks wind in a jar through her sweatpants. and then she decides to open it up and inhale. The reaction and the sound effect is hilarious. Here we go.
Using bear butt?
Just wait. It's got to go in there.
Quickly.
Okay, so she did what she had to do. All right, Bonnie, she did what she had to do.
Ripped ass in this sweet little jam
There you
jar.
go.
And I've always wanted to capture a fart in a jar so I can smell the next day and remember how hilariously bad it was.
So she let it stay in the
But
jar
we
for
should
a day.
practice run before I
Fermented.
actually do the real one. Because I did this through the sweatpants, and I think the proper way to do it is to actually bare butt it. So here we go.
She's
And
gonna
by
open
the
it
way, I have
Her
the
reaction
worst sick farts right now.
is priceless. Her reaction is priceless.
I'm kind of speechless to that.
So am I.
And you know what? There's people making money off of that.
Yes. People are making money off of that garbage. They really are.
We're in the wrong business.
Ah.
Yeah, we really are. Think about this.
Oh.
That's just crazy.
That lady should go into something like digital advertising.
That lady needs to get a life is what she needs to do.
And then she should go to New York City and just walk out and break wind in the city.
I wonder if my son would buy that.
I don't know. I don't know.
What's the price? I wonder
Exactly.
what she's selling it for.
Couldn't tell you. Phil, I know lately you've been going to and you okay there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just laughing. That's all. I'm having a good time.
His face is as red as a beet.
All right. So I know lately you've gone and you've seen a therapist lately for some issues that you've been having.
Yeah.
And I have come up with the top 5 signs that your therapist is not very good that you're seeing, Phil.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to take all this into mind.
Very good.
Into consideration.
Now I'm warning you about the top 10 today.
Okay.
Just letting you know about that. All right.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
That's a yeah.
That's fine. I'm striking first. Okay. Bonnie, make note. I'm striking first. Okay. With the top 5 signs that Phil's therapist is not very good.
All right, hit me.
Okay, here we go. Number 5, the degree on your therapist's wall when you walk in the front door says, quote, certified therapologist.
All right, number 4.
A therapologist.
A therapologist. So he's always apologizing.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
therapologist.
that's when you.
See, both of you didn't get it.
No, I got it. It just wasn't that funny.
I didn't with the
Fine.
apology. I didn't get it right away.
Okay, all right. Coming in at number 4, Bonnie. Okay. Phil's therapist prefers to lie on the couch and make you sit in the chair.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Coming in at number 3, Phil's therapist insists he wasn't snoring, that he was just deep thinking.
He was like thinking loudly.
Yeah.
So is that what happens when you're snoring? You're actually deep thinking?
You're deep thinking. Yes.
Okay.
You're deep
I
thinking.
didn't know that. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. Coming in at number 2, he promises to make you well as soon as your medical benefits expire.
Yeah.
Okay. And coming in at number 1, your therapist greets you every time you walk through the front door and says, quote, "How's my favorite nut job?"
He makes you feel a little bit better about yourself right away.
My self-esteem is great right now.
It's good. Now, Phil, you go to the dentist, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like we all do.
We all go
You have
to
a
the
special dentist you've been using forever and a day, right?
last couple of years.
Yeah, last couple of years. It's somebody new you picked from the old dentist that you used to have, right?
No.
Is it down in Jupiter?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, I have come up with secretly, I have done my homework on your dentist, and I have come up with the top 5 signs that you may have picked the wrong
I
dentist.
think it's his life goal to just
watch it.
Just watch me.
Don't give the dentist's name out now.
See, it's my time to get back at Phil for all the ARP jokes. Okay. So here are the top 5 signs that Phil may have picked the wrong dentist to go to.
All right.
Okay, coming in at number 5, the dentist likes to use silly putty for your fillings.
Is that why I have Andy Pandy on my teeth?
Yes, exactly.
You can silly putty. You can do it on the comics, and
Yes.
you'll be able to see the comics on it.
If you had the right kind of super glue, silly putty might work. It actually might. That could be. No, I wouldn't recommend doing it at home, but it seriously, it probably could happen.
Now, since you're coming in at number 4, since your dentist is very fond of the outdoors and has a green thumb, he prefers to use his garden tools on you.
Wow.
Okay.
Probably why I'm missing a few teeth already.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
let's bring out the rototiller instead of the drill.
When they clean your teeth, they always usually ask you to rinse and spit. Well, your dentist prefers you to rinse and spit on him. Okay.
Or on the dental assistant.
Right. There you go. There you go.
She's into that.
Coming in at number 2.
That would be hard to be a dental assistant.
Yes. Coming in at number 2. Your dentist offers accidental death policy with every checkup. Yep.
Even the small checkup.
Yep. And the minute you walk in Phil's dentist office, there's a huge sign that greets you at the front door that says, quote, "Novocaine is for sissies."
No,
Yes.
Novocaine. No, I got to have tons of Novocaine, man.
Yeah.
I prefer the giggle gas.
The giggle
The
gas?
giggle gas?
Yeah. Did you ever get gas?
Laughing gas.
Laughing gas.
Yeah, we call it giggle gas.
Giggle gas.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a
Now, do
little.
you put that in a jar too and sell it?
Sometimes, hey,
That's not a bad idea.
and that would
Right?
sell
That
because
probably would.
that does get you high.
I gotta make a phone call to my dentist and see if I can get in there right away. Bring a mason jar with me.
The only thing with the giggle gas is you would probably want to get Novocaine if it's a serious thing the dentist has to do, because that giggle gas does make you a little bit incomplacent.
Yeah.
And really out of it. So
now, when they took the cyst out of the back of my neck, they numbed it really good because he cut it. It came out one piece, the whole.
Oh,
cyst.
you stayed awake for that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they put me under for
No,
mine.
no. They numbed it really good, and then they literally cut it, and I didn't feel a thing. Did not feel a thing.
it was that numb.
Yeah.
And what did they use to numb it? What
Probably
was the,
Novocaine, like they use in your mouth.
it could have been, right?
It's lidocaine.
They went around where the cyst was, and then they went, I think, across the cyst and everything.
Yeah.
And they did quite a few applications of it. And then next thing you know, he was cutting it out and he's talking to me, and I'm like, oh, da 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 da, and
So
cutting
where
the thing
did you
out.
feel the numbness? Could you feel it all the way in your throat?
No,
or was it
just
only
right
in the
back
back
there
of your neck?
on the back of my neck.
Just
Now,
in
see-
that one area.
Yeah.
When they numb you at the dentist,
Yeah.
your whole mouth is messed up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're so screwed up.
You're going, baby.
You can bite your tongue.
Yeah.
and it
I've
won't
done that.
even-
I've done that. Bite my tongue after
I've done that too.
Ouch.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then afterward, when it wears off, you have
You're hurt.
you're walking around with a sore tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, when they Novocaine you in your mouth, if they really jack you up with like extra Novocaine, you're
yeah.
done. You are so done because I guess
But like I mentioned before, at least with the Novocaine, you are coherent. Where if
Yeah.
you do the giggle gas, you're kind of out of it and not following the dentist's instructions as
Yeah.
well. Like if you have to open your mouth wider.
I was
Yeah.
scared to get put under when they did the procedure on the back of my neck.
Yeah.
I was petrified to get put under. All I remember was the last thing is and what I don't understand is this thing was on the back of my neck and they had me lay on my back.
Yeah.
And I'm looking up and there's this huge bright light. And then the next thing I remember was waking up and it was done. And I'm like, if they have me, they must have rolled me over or something. They had to do that.
But did it go by like in a flash? Like all of a sudden you were out of it and then you woke up like it
I've
goes
had that
by
with
that quickly?
Yeah, it's real quick.
That's what they say. I've never been put under like that.
But that was the best 30 minutes of sleep I've had in my life.
Wow.
I'm like, man, I need some of that stuff to help me out.
You do, because you can't get to sleep at night as it is.
Man, I
right?
want that
And then-
happy juice.
Yeah.
I've had a few surgeries, minor surgeries, and it's like you go under and then you wake up and then you're going, did it happen? You literally, because you think it just happened, you only been asleep for a few minutes.
That's fascinating.
It
I
just
bet
does.
some of the ladies giving childbirth, which wishes that could
Yeah,
happen
right.
that way. When
Just a few pokes down there and numb you up and you're good to go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how she got pregnant in the first place.
Happy happy juice. I just lost my, thanks to you, I just lost my train of thought. You know what? I lost my train of thought. I'm just going to news. That's it.
That's it right there.
It's time for news. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin for the best deals in town on precious metals. Please see our very good friend Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie's standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A potential tragedy was averted over the weekend after a 44-year-old gunman entered a Jewish synagogue near Dallas on Saturday and took 4 people hostage, including the rabbi. The standoff lasted almost 12 hours, but all the hostages survived. Authorities say the gunman was a British citizen. An exact motive isn't clear yet, but he was demanding the release of a Pakistani woman with ties to Al-Qaeda. In the end, a hostage rescue team had to take him out, but no one else died. They say the rabbi stayed calm and composed the whole time and was a big reason no one else got hurt. Brightline's first test train from West Palm Beach to Brevard County, which is set to roll through the Treasure Coast tomorrow, will mark another milestone in the Higher Speed Railroad's completion of its 168-mile extension from South Florida to Orlando. The Tuesday run, postponed from Monday, will mark the first time a Brightline train travels north of Palm Beach County. The entire $4.5 billion project between Miami and Orlando was first announced in March 2012 and was to be completed by 2014. Now the $2.7 billion extension is to be completed late this year, with service set to begin in early 2023, connecting downtown Miami and Orlando International Airport. Construction is more than 70% complete, according to Brightline. Cleanup is underway after several tornadoes were spun off by severe passing through Florida yesterday morning. An EF2 level twister in the Gulf Harbor neighborhood in Fort Myers left over 100 homes damaged.
All my neighbors on both sides, there's 3 houses on this side of the street of Gulf Harbor, and we all have tremendous damage.
The National Weather Service is reporting at least 1 tornado in Collier County and another in Charlotte County. A 57-year-old Alaskan pediatrician died while scuba diving off the Florida Keys, officials said Saturday. Dr. Kimberly Jean Kilgore of Juneau died Friday while diving with a group off Isla Mirada, according to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Deputies said Kilgore was in about 45 feet of water when she began having trouble and lost consciousness on the surface. The diving boat's crew began CPR and paramedics were summoned, but she was pronounced dead at the hospital. A man died too early Saturday morning attempting to walk across Florida's Turnpike. According to Florida Highway Patrol at 5:46 a.m., a 70-year-old Miami man crossed Florida's Turnpike near mile marker 47 in Hollywood and was struck by a tractor trailer. He was pronounced deceased at the scene. The case is pending investigation. And lastly, good news for a flight attendant, and a lucky one. A flight attendant from Salt Lake City got delayed in Kentucky last month, bought a lottery ticket while he waited, and won $50,000. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers move on to the next round of the playoffs, beating Philadelphia at home.
The defending Super Bowl champion Buccaneers have advanced to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs after defeating the Eagles 31-15 on Sunday afternoon. Quarterback Tom Brady after the game.
We ran the ball really well. Line played great. Receivers played great. Tight ends played great. So everyone got in there, made some plays to help the team win. We're going to need it again next week. It only gets tougher from here.
Tampa Bay's divisional opponent will be the winner of the Monday night football game between the Los Angeles Rams and Arizona Cardinals. Covering the Buccaneers in Tampa, I'm Jason Barringer.
And in other wild card games last night, San Francisco beats Dallas 23-17. The Bengals win over Las Vegas 26-19. Buffalo beating up New England 41-17. The Chiefs over the Steelers. That game was 42-21. Tonight, the Rams will play Arizona. Our news time is 6:49 with weather and traffic together coming up.
$6:50 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's it looking outside?
It is looking good right now. No accidents to report up and down the turnpike, north and southbound on I-95. Everything running good, and US 1 moving quite smoothly here on a Monday morning, Martin Luther King Day. And if you see something, say something. Tell us at 220-9788 at 220-WSTU. 56 here in Stewart and in Lake Haiti this morning. It's a balmy 75. Here's our weather from WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 5 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday morning, thanks to yesterday's passing cold front. Morning temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s under mostly clear skies. This afternoon, breezy and cool with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Tomorrow, morning lows down to the mid to upper 40s, could even see low 40s around Lake Okeechobee, and afternoon highs in the mid to upper 60s with plenty of sunshine. Wednesday, a little warmer than Tuesday morning, but still cold to start off the day, with temperatures starting off in the low 50s and afternoon highs in the low to mid 70s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie. It's now time for Phil's Taste Test, brought to you by Fredo's Food Truck. Let's see what Phil will be tasting this week.
Yeah, we got some good stuff here. Bonnie brought in some goodies.
Yeah.
From home.
Smells pretty good.
And I don't know where Bonnie went to.
She had to go get a spoon for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh.
Or knife.
A knife?
A knife. That's how it's spelled.
All right, there we go.
Knife.
Knife. All right. So Bonnie, tell us what you made. I
made a
little bowl
homemade
there.
salsa with ripe, juicy tomatoes that I got from the flea market and the farmer's market.
Nothing like sound
Farm
on the radio.
fresh.
All right. And we have a bag of Tostitos.
Yes.
Okay, very good. No double dipping.
They're those one scoop kind of Tostitos, so I doubt you would have to double dip, Phil.
All right. So Phil's going to taste the salsa. Oh, those are the scoopable ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
So I
Evan,
probably don't need those.
No, I can't do that. That's too early
it's
for me.
mild salsa, so you can try.
That's
I made
too
it
early.
so mild.
That's all right.
And to be quite
No,
honest,
come on, dig.
it might
Well,
be too mild.
Get a lot in there.
Give me a second. Good
All right.
Lord. Dude. Wow, I'm not on the show for like a couple of months and he's all on
I'm
me.
demanding.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go. Go ahead. All right. All right. Stick the other one in there. Cram that in there. All right. Now I want you to give your honest opinion. Be very straightforward.
Be honest.
Don't
it's
lie.
okay because I know it's very mild.
How would you rate the texture?
That's a damn good salsa.
Okay. How would you rate the let's go with the texture first.
Very tomatoey.
Okay, the texture's
Which
good.
is cool.
Okay.
How
about the taste?
A bit of onion.
Yes.
A bit of onion.
Pineapple.
Little
Can you
pineapple.
taste the pineapple action?
Had a little bit of the sweetness of the pineapple.
Okay. All right. All right.
And then what's the green stuff?
It's cilantro.
Oh wait, that wasn't supposed to be in there.
That's-
that was. Oops, Bonnie, you shouldn't have told him that. No, I'm
Why-
just kidding.
Ooh, it has a little
Cilantro.
kick at the back end of it.
It's the magical herb is cilantro. I don't
Yeah.
think you could have a salsa without it.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
think
have
you're
cilantro in there.
But it has a
definitely.
bit of a kick on the back end.
Really?
Yeah.
It might have been the pepper, little bit of pepper
Could
that
be,
I
yeah.
added this
but
morning.
no, there's not a type of kick that'll knock you over, but just enough
Yeah.
to kind of go, ooh.
yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Even at if I go to Pueblo Viejo, I love their salsa because you can taste the cilantro in their salsa too. And I think they have some of the most authentic.
I require some frosty beverage.
Mexican food
He needs to drink a little bit of his beverage.
And what's the beverage Phil is drinking?
Phil.
It's a Bang with a vanilla cherry.
What bang are you drinking?
Bang energy drink, black cherry vanilla.
Will it make your
Ooh.
bangs grow?
Hey,
I don't know because the plugs,
Yeah, there's a plugs in his hair.
they didn't come down enough to give you bangs.
I let Snowy, my dog, play with it every once in a while.
Why did they when they plugged you? When they plugged you with those plugs, why did they go up so high on your forehead?
Yeah. Oh, like you got room to talk over there.
Well, I have no bangs.
I can actually do my makeup in your head.
I know you can. That's right, you can. I'll just lean over and you can see yourself in the top of my forehead. That's perfectly fine.
Oh, you know what? I was cleaning out the kids' drawer last night, and that
Yeah?
reminded me, Evan, your head would be perfect for. I have this children's coloring book with great big round heads,
Yeah.
and you can take the stickers and place them on the head and place the stickers and create your own.
There you go.
So-
Wow.
So, Evan, could we borrow that great head
No
of yours
problem.
for a while?
No problem.
Now, the next
No
test,
problem at all.
we'll bring in the stickers and and we will place stickers on Evan's head.
I have one better yet for you.
Oh, someone's
why
calling.
don't you just take me to a bingo hall? Okay, turn me upside down and use me as a human dabber. Just dip my head in the ink and then just dab, right? Just dab me on the bingo.
You'd be like a human Q-tip.
Why not? What do I got to lose? The human bingo dabber.
That's awesome.
I just threw myself under the bus. Sure, why not? Hey, listen, we got to take a short pause for the cause. As you can tell, we're having lots of fun for a Monday. Phil's joining us all morning long. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And thank you very much, Madam Announcer. Welcome to the Monday edition of the program.
Shut your pie hole. We're working here.
Yeah, I ain't shutting nothing.
Houston, we have a problem.
We have no problems here, okay?
Please pick up the garbage from around your seat.
Well, that would be my ex-wife, and she is way out in the garbage pail somewhere. I have no idea where she is. It's 7:07, Mr. Clock. Would you certify the time?
It's now 7:07 a.m.
Yeah, take the baby out with the bathwater, they say, and that's the way things roll around here. We're having a great time. We're eating, we're manging, and we're just laughing up a storm. It's a Monday morning, and Bonnie, I gotta say, your hair has never looked any better than it has. I don't know what hair care products you're using, but I need to know because I need to do something with my hair.
Well, they're called whole blends.
Okay.
And this morning I used the coconut oil.
Oh.
It's coconut
You
oil.
love that coconut oil.
Whole blend. Yeah. And I purchased about, let's see, roughly $30 to $40 in hair product over the weekend. We visited Target. And I
Oh.
bought the huge bottles of whole blends. They're kind of big, the bigger size for like $5.79 a bottle.
Wow.
Mhm.
It's well worth it.
Someone's calling, Evan.
I know.
Oh.
I just choose not to answer it because we can all take a bet on who it's going to be.
No.
What do you think,
sure
Bonnie?
This morning.
No?
I think it's George.
No,
it could be-
I told George to call back 7:15.
Okay, I was going to say George from Kentucky
Yeah.
could be where he got all that snow. Evan off air showed me these pictures. George got like 5 or 6 inches of snow up there.
Yeah.
He's in the snowy mountainside.
And my
He is.
son in Lawrenceville, Georgia, 30 degrees right now.
Wow.
And Phil off air too showed me the picture of Lawrenceville, Georgia, and their apartment building. and
Yes, no.
What a pretty!
It was actually quite pretty. Yeah.
It looks like a really pretty town.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me take this call before we get to birthdays because once we start birthdays, I want to stay on the roll and I don't want to get interrupted by anybody.
You want to stay on the right
I
track.
wanna stay on the right
Evan?
track.
Like when I
Thank you.
call in, you know.
Yeah. You always interrupt me. Hi, good morning. You're on the radio.
Well, it's not George.
Oh, okay. I know he's calling at 7:15.
Palm City Charlie.
It's Party City Charlie.
Party City Charlie.
Yeah. Hey, Phil.
How you doing?
I woke up, so I'm doing great.
Sweet.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. It's not snowing in Old Palm City.
No.
55.
Gee, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out.
Well, you know, I'm not a rocket scientist.
Did it ever snow in Palm City? Does
think
it
so.
etched in anybody's memory?
Years ago, my parents said it snowed in, they lived in North River Shores.
Oh, nice. I heard they
Stewart.
got a flurry like in the late 80s in Miami. There was a flurry or two spotted down there.
In 1977, it snowed in Coral Springs, Florida, where I went to high school, and they let the whole high school out to see snow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's very, very, very cool.
Well, I can top you, Evan. In when I was in Connecticut, one year we had 130 inches of snow.
That's a lot
Not
of snow.
on
That's a
one
lot.
snowfall, but accumulated. You know.
Wow.
Where I grew up,
Yeah.
the snow banks would, if like you take out the snow plow and the snow bank would be shot up to the top of your roof. That like
where did,
even
where
with
did
your
you
rooftop.
grow up, Bonnie?
Northern Wisconsin.
Uh-huh.
And it's cold up
Yeah.
there.
It's cold.
That's
and-
why you say
a lot of snow. We made a lot of snow
boy.
angels.
You freeze your tuchus off. That's all
Yeah.
I got to say. Anyway, we got to get to birthdays, Charlie. So thank you so much for calling. I really
Okay, it's
appreciate
not
you.
my birthday, so don't mention
All
me.
right, you got it. I want to wish Palm City Charlie a happy birthday. He said not to, so I did it anyway. All right, Bonnie, what do you got for me over there?
Oh, I'm a happy birthday to Palm City Charlie, I guess. Phil, you want to
Happy
say?
birthday to Party City Charlie. Yeah.
All right. All right, very good. Do you have any of your Facebook friends having a birthday?
No.
All right, very good.
Actually, I was checking mine too, but I don't have.
Well, I didn't ask you.
What? Oh well.
Okay, Calvin Harris, the Scottish DJ, is 38 years old today. Calvin Harris.
Don't know him.
Dwayne Wade, NBA superstar. We all know Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
He's 40. 40 years old today.
Now, is 40 getting to be very old and up there in age for a basketball player? Where we know that if you're at 40 in the NFL, you're getting pretty old already.
Well, your body takes a bigger beating in football than it does in basketball.
Yes, it does.
So, but
yeah,
Dwayne Wade's retired though.
yeah.
And at 40, and he's a gazillionaire. So go figure that one out. We're in the wrong business.
I guess so. We should be in the NBA broadcasting business.
Or jarring. Yeah.
Kid Rock is 51 years old today.
51.
51 for
Wow.
Kid Rock. How about Shabba Ranks?
Who?
He's a rapper, a Jamaican rapper.
Okay.
Shabba. I think I've
yeah,
heard
man.
of him.
Yeah, man. 56. The Honorable First Lady, the one and only. And this lady has so much class. It's ridiculous. Michelle Obama, 58 years old today. That she isn't. This is my humble opinion. You may not agree, but I think she is probably the classiest first lady I've ever seen in office.
I want to say
That's just me.
I want to say John F. Kennedy.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
Yeah. You know what? Now that you mention that, I gotta agree with you there. Yeah, Jackie O.
Now, I would say the prettiest was Trump's wife,
Melania.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She was always like her gowns were always flowing, and she was she's just
I
so
would
beautiful.
agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And you got to agree that all three of them very sharp dressers,
Yeah.
very classy dressers.
Yeah.
These three ladies, These
Absolutely.
fine ladies. Yes.
Jim Carrey is 60 years old today. Jim Carrey.
60 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
60 years old today. Here's one. Steve Harvey. Oh yeah. Boy, you could talk about this guy for days.
Let me take a guess. Just a stab
Go
at
ahead.
his age. 55.
No, try 10 more on top of
No
that.
kidding.
He's
Oh,
65.
He
He's
looks
older
good.
than me.
He looks really good.
Yeah. And the first thing now that I think of when the name Steve Harvey comes to mind is the Miss Universe pageant.
Oh yeah.
It's the first thing that comes to my
How
mind.
he screwed that up.
Yeah. First thing that comes to my mind.
The first thing when I hear Steve Harvey, the first thing that comes to my mind is his great big smile and that mustache.
That mustache
You
is
just-
insured for millions of dollars, Bonnie.
And you could drown inside that smile. It's just so impressive.
He does. He has the best looking teeth that I've ever seen.
yeah,
I wonder how much he
yeah.
paid for them bad boys.
You're right. I wonder if those teeth are insured.
Wait, here's an even better one. I wonder if those teeth are real.
Yeah.
Think about
Yeah.
that. Think about that one.
It's amazing how they insure body parts now.
Yeah.
I know.
It's crazy.
Tina Turner insured her legs for $1 million.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is. But the legs of Tina Turner. I mean, they're probably the most famous legs, except for
I got to
Rod
see-
Stewart's hot legs.
I got to see Tina Turner's legs up close, actually.
You did? Did you really?
When I worked for Ritz Carlton.
Are they $1 million?
Did she shave? Were they shaven?
All right, so here. All right. On that note, all right, Bonnie, here, I'm going to say a saying and tell me who you think of. He's celebrating a birthday today. He's 83 years old. I'm going to say this famous line that he uses on television.
Okay.
You are not the father.
Oh, that is not Regis Philbin.
Come
The other
on.
one, Maury Povich.
Yes,
right.
Maury Povich.
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 Yeah.
83 years old today.
And he has the same show over and over
Oh,
again every
yes.
day.
Yeah.
I don't know how the guy's been on so many years because the show is the same every
And
day.
he's married to Connie Chung.
Yeah,
And
the,
Connie
the
Chung.
classy Connie Chung.
Connie Chung, I had such a crush on her.
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't usually have crushes on news.
Can you imagine
ladies,
if
but-
she gets pregnant and she looks at Maury and says, "You are not the father." Just really
Right?
good, man. All right, so let's do a little back in the day. Bonnie, what do you got for back in the day?
Well, it was a sad day for the drinkers and the drunks because 102 years ago in 1920, Prohibition officially began, where Americans weren't allowed to booze freely for 13 dry years.
That's painful.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Did you guys like Beretta? Grow up with the
Oh,
Beretta and
Beretta was awesome.
Robert Blake and
He was like vertically challenged, wasn't he? So he was short.
I
Was
don't
he?
I don't think he was very.
No?
I don't think
I don't
Robert.
know. Was he the guy with the bird?
Yes.
And he's still alive. Robert Blake is
Okay.
actually still with us.
Okay.
I don't know how tall he is, but yeah, he had the cockatoo in the show.
Okay.
And Beretta premiered on ABC in 1975.
Oh, wow.
It lasted 3 seasons with Robert Blake as New York undercover cop Tony Beretta.
All right, now whoever is in charge of Beretta, we need this on Blu-ray or DVD, please, so I can have this show.
Thank you.
Right.
I loved Beretta.
And keep your eye on the sparrow, Phil.
Yes.
When the going gets narrow.
All right.
And you guys, we're talking about cysts that you had to remove something from your neck this morning.
That was just random.
So this goes along with this day in history because Ronald Reagan too. Ronald Reagan in 1986 had 3 small polyps removed from his presidential colon.
Oh, so they labeled his colon as presidential. Excuse me. When he went into the operating room, did they play Hail to the Chief?
And the first one they took out, it was polyp number 1.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase what I said. They changed the name of the song from Hail to the Chief to Hail to the colon.
Yeah. But just think how important it was. I mean, this removal, and it was the presidential colon. And to think if you were the surgeon working on that, to think how shaky your hands would be. And would you have to have another guy as a backup there in case something fell to pieces?
Gee, I wonder if Secret Service was in the operating room.
And could the vice president be in the room at the time?
I mean, you might have to swear him in. You might have to swear the vice president in right there on the spot. And then we have the vice presidential colon. On that note, let me answer this phone. Hello, good morning. You're on the radio.
From a cyst to an a-hole. My God.
Watch it there. Oh my Lord.
So if it was the queen, it would have been a royal what?
A royal colon.
Royal colon.
So you have a presidential colon, a royal colon. What do you call a pope's colon?
A blessed one.
A blessed colon. There you go.
Or a holy colon.
A holy colon. It's probably what the surgeon said when he opened it up. Holy colon.
My goodness, Phil. Somebody cut his mic.
Hey, we're having too much fun. We're having more fun than a human being should be allowed. Okay.
Okay. So what's going on up there, George?
Well, hey, I think one of his hair plugs fell out.
Oh, okay. So give us a weather report from Kentucky, if you would.
Oh my gosh, I can look out right now. Well, we had a lot of ice. It was sleeting for about 8 hours.
Uh-huh.
And that made the roads treacherous. They completely shut down the whole town.
Wow.
And then later on, I mean, the snowflakes are so big, or bigger than a baseball. And we got about 5 inches, so you ought to see the car. My car is full of ice.
Ooh. Do you have somebody hired in the town to come and snowplow your place?
Well, the state has to do it because our small town doesn't have a snowplow.
What?
Wow.
They have me.
So everybody gets out there and shovels.
Yeah, but see, when you have some of these, streets that are, deeper into the country, like, sometimes they don't get out for days.
Are you using your new truck to do the job? Are you snow plowing with that $30,000 truck you just purchased?
I didn't buy a truck.
Well, you could call it a truck. It's a SUV or a mini SUV or whatever that thing's called.
Because I thought you just purchased one like right down here.
He did.
And so are you using that to snowplow with?
No, you can't snowplow with that thing.
Oh,
sure you can. Hook a body up to the backside on the trailer hitch and drag it down the road.
Oh my!
There you go.
I sent you the picture so you can see how.
I showed them to Bonnie and Phil.
That's a lot of snow.
Hey George, we're gonna be eating some Buffalo Bob's alligator beef jerky today.
I've got some right here. When I came down there, I bought some.
Yeah.
Do you have the
Really?
barbecue flavor like we do?
No, Cajun. I got the Cajun.
Oh, that's even
Ooh.
better. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
It's gonna be good.
My goodness. So how's the AARP thing going? Evan?
Had to go there, didn't you?
He does have a
And on
walker
that-
now, so
and on that note,
Evan has a walker now, so
Yeah.
He's
Was it-
letting me
Oh, my
borrow it
goodness.
because I like reading them. I do like to read the AARP. They have a lot of interesting material, helpful material.
well, don't
in
forget
there.
he was voted AARP Sexiest Man of the Year. So
That's right.
That's
Don't take my title away from me, darn it.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought that was the old man down the road who got that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Anyway, hey, we got to run. We got to get to news, buddy. Have a wonderful day and stay warm up there. Okay.
All right, guys.
All right,
We'll
see you
talk to you
later.
later.
All right, bye bye now. 7:22. It's news time. Let's go right to the news desk. Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Authorities have identified a 44-year-old British national as the man who took 4 people hostage at a Texas synagogue for 10 hours before an FBI SWAT team stormed the building, ending a tense standoff that President Joe Biden called an act of terror. The 4 people were taken hostage for about 10 hours at the Congregation Beth Israel Synagogue in Colleyville. Services at the synagogue were being live streamed on Facebook at the time. The suspect had demanded the release of a Pakistani neuroscientist who was convicted of trying to kill U.S. Army officers in Afghanistan. Martin Luther King Day observances are planned today across Florida, including Tampa, where a parade will showcase the famous bands from 2 of the state's historic Black colleges and universities.
We have Florida A&M. They call themselves the Marching 100, but they are 300 members strong, as well as the Bethune-Cookman University Marching Wildcat.
Howard Harris of the Dr. King Parade Foundation in Tampa. So what's closed on Martin Luther King Day? Well, we have the United States Postal Service. They're closed in observance of the holiday. The New York Stock Exchange will also be closed today. Banks closed on Martin Luther King Day, but you still will be able to use ATMs to get cash or put money into your account. And according to the Department of Motor Vehicle website, most DMV offices will be closed, like other government agencies like courts and non-essential government buildings. The storms may have scraped South Florida, but on the Gulf Coast, it was a different story. Here's WPTV's Josh Navarro with the report.
A powerful tornado in the Fort Myers area damaged more than 100 mobile homes, leaving people to seek shelter elsewhere. Look at this video from Lee County. You can see the debris flying around the storm, in the storm that is. Lee County officials say the tornado was traveling at 110 miles per hour when it touched down around 7:35 this morning. It may have been on the ground around 5 minutes. There have been 4 reported injuries and 1 pet that is missing. Of the more than 100 homes damaged, at least 30 of those homes are completely destroyed. The majority of the homes impacted, we're told, are in the Iona-McGregor area of Lee County. On top of that, more than 10,000 customers are without power.
Everybody saw funnel clouds, but I didn't because I was hiding, and then we evacuated for a little while because they had said a second one might be coming.
Storm came in through really quick, and as these do this is why the pressure of those tornadoes are created, because of the quick moving storm, and it was really not much rainfall at all. We had no issue with flooding at all. It was all wind damage.
Now, the South Florida Red Cross is on the ground helping. There is also a tornado relief fund website established in partnership with the United Way of Lee, Henry, and Glades counties to help those impacted by the tornado devastation. We'll have that information on our website. In the studio, I'm Josh Navarro, WPTV News Channel 5.
A 57-year-old Alaskan pediatrician died while scuba diving off the Florida Keys, officials said Saturday. Dr. Kimberly Jean Kilgore of Juneau died Friday while diving with a group off Isle Morada. According to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, deputies said Kilgore was in about 45 feet of water when she began having trouble and lost consciousness on the surface. The diving boat's crew began CPR and paramedics were summoned, but she was pronounced dead at the hospital. SeaWorld Orlando transferred 4 manatee calves to an Ohio aquarium for rehabilitation freeing space to treat more of the threatened sea mammals that have been dying in Florida at an alarming rate. SeaWorld said it has been getting a record number of manatees needing treatment at its center, one of only 5 critical care facilities for manatees in the U.S. More than 1,000 manatees died in Florida during 2021, mostly from starvation. And lastly, the 6-year legal battle over pop superstar Prince's estate ended, meaning the process of distributing the artist's wealth could begin next month. The Minneapolis Star-Tribune reported that the Internal Revenue Service and the estate's administrator, Comerica Bank and Trust, agreed to value Prince's estate $156.4 million, a figure that the artist's heirs have also accepted. Well, Novak Djokovic arrived early Monday in Dubai after his deportation from Australia over its COVID-19 vaccination requirement ended the number 1 ranked men's tennis player's hopes of defending his Australian Open title. The Emirates plane carrying Djokovic touched down after a 13-and-a-half-hour flight from Melbourne, where he had argued in court he should be allowed to stay in the country and compete in the tournament under a medical exemption because he had COVID-19 last month. It wasn't immediately clear where he planned to travel next. The Dubai duty-free tennis tournament, which Djokovic won in 2020, doesn't start until February 14. It's kind of like, where's Waldo? Where's Novak Djokovic? And where's he going to be?
Mhm.
Our news time is 7:28. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:28 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, what's it looking like outside?
All nice and clear on our highways, and major highways included. Everything is up to speed right now. US 1 looking good. Side streets are looking good throughout Martin County and St. Lucie County. If you see traffic, tell us. We're at 220-9788 at 220-WSTU. Nice and cool for us, too. It's 54 in Port St. Lucie, and it's 40 now in Florence, South Carolina. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 5 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday morning, thanks to yesterday's passing cold front. Morning temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s under mostly clear skies. This afternoon, breezy and cool with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Tomorrow, morning lows down to the mid to upper 40s, could even see low 40s around Lake Okeechobee, and afternoon highs in the mid to upper 60s with plenty of sunshine. Wednesday, a little warmer than Tuesday morning, but still cold to start off the day, with temperatures starting off in the low 50s and afternoon highs in the low to mid 70s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
This is not headline news. Burglars broke into the home of Lori Loughlin and stole $1 million worth of jewelry. Also reported missing, all of Olivia Jade's rowing team medals. Kanye dropped a new track, threatening to put the beat down on Pete Davidson. But how would you know if he did? Pete always looks like he has two black eyes. Kid Rock turns 51 today. If you're looking to give him something, hopefully it's the gift of being able to write his own songs. And a man in North Pole, Alaska was arrested after an attempted robbery on Santa Claus Lane. Try getting off the naughty list with that on your record. This is not headline news.
From not headline news, we go to the stupid stuff.
And now it's time for Stupid News.
It's so stupid and awesome.
Where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
I have been so waiting for that moment. Bonnie and I talk about that all the time.
I almost forgot about that.
And you have the perfect face for it. You do. It's just like elusive, like a cartoonish almost.
Well, it's the new hair plugs that help him out. They give him more range in his tone. Let's go to Arizona this morning, where a couple just got arrested after intentionally leaving their 11-year-old son home alone for the holidays.
Oh, boy.
They live in Elfrida, Arizona, just north of the border with Mexico. And it actually happened this past Christmas. The mom, who is a 34-year-old woman named Melissa Green, she left town just before Thanksgiving. The dad is 40-year-old Bobby Joe Green, and he just left after Thanksgiving. Now, police got a tip and found the kid home alone during a welfare check on December the 12th. So it sounds like he'd been there by himself for about 2 weeks. Luckily, the kid was okay and had enough to eat in the house, enough food. But he hadn't been to school in 2 weeks. So Child Protection Services took the kid. Melissa and Bobby Joe got arrested on December 29th after they finally came home from the trip, and it's still not clear where they went. They're facing charges for their trip to go to jail for child neglect.
In this day and age with everything like the internet and how famous people can get so quickly and easy and have their 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, are these parents, they're either very naive, irresponsible, stupid,
there you go.
Or
Stupid.
did they do this on purpose because of right around the holidays and the whole Home Alone thing to get their 15 minutes of fame?
11, 12 years old, you could probably leave them. If you went to the grocery store, you could probably leave them alone for about 20 minutes or half hour or something like that.
That's an okay time.
And what constitutes an
weeks?
age to leave a child home alone legally?
The maturity level of the child.
There you
I
go.
think it depends.
My daughter, we've left for like 15, 20 minutes to go to the store or something like that and come back because she's doing her homework. She's in her room and she did her homework, and we come back and she's fine, and she has a cell phone.
And they left this child, this 11-year-old, for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
He said.
Days.
2
That's
weeks.
ridiculous. Not
Yeah.
trying to get signed like 20 minutes going to the grocery store.
2 weeks.
Just think the trouble that child could have gotten into.
Are you kidding? That kid was having a
2
blast.
weeks.
Kid was having a party. He was
That's-
eating all sorts of junk food.
But that's what I mean. Like a child maybe wants to be a grown-up too, and
Yeah.
could have gone into the liquor cabinet or, invited some dancers over. I mean, you just don't know what a boy.
Wait.
could get
What
into.
does he tip them with, though? That's the question. Like cookies?
He probably has. with the jar money, the
tip
piggy,
jar.
the piggy bank money.
Here's some spare. Here's a quarter.
Gee, I wonder if this phone caller has any take on that story. Good morning.
Well, it's Bomb City Charlie. I was left alone, and I was.
We could tell.
I was old enough. I was old enough. You know, my dad said, "Hey, Charlie, we're going to the Virgin Islands. You know, we had a house there. You want to come with us, or you're old enough to stay by yourself?" I said, party. I'm staying by myself.
All right.
So people started showing up. I mean, my friends were there, but then the word got out. Oh my Lord.
Well,
so eventually we were doing our party, and I stood in the middle of the living room and I said, "Everybody out. I'm calling the cops."
Wow.
It was like rats out of the house, you know.
He was just like Tom Cruise in Risky Business.
Charlie, we have a show to do. Charlie, I got to cut you off. We got a show to do. I don't have 7 hours.
Well, they stole stuff.
I got to cut you off, Charlie. Sorry. Okay. There. All right. Man, I don't have 7 hours. I got a show I got to do.
Yeah, we got alligator beef jerky to eat today.
I can't wait for some of that.
We love you, Charlie, but I don't have all day. All right. Next story. Wow. Okay.
That's barbecue.
Remind me not to answer
beef
the phone.
jerky,
Okay.
barbecue. Can't wait for it.
All right. Here we go. As cannabis culture becomes more mainstream, more and more startups will be getting into the space of super serve its customers. Weed icon Cheech Marin from the Cheech and Chong days.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, man? And restaurateur Zach Neal have teamed up to feed stoners with a menu made for their late night cravings via its food delivery business called Munchichos. Munchichos.
That's cute.
Now, the company will go national using ghost kitchens and will first serve New Yorkers with a fun-filled menu of stoner-themed eats, with delivery offered until 3 a.m. Multiple menu items include the recreational users menu with dishes like dope dumplings.
Oh, boy.
In a sriracha honey glaze.
There we go.
Or up in smoke brisket tacos and mac and cheese and barbecue chicken topped in muchachos nachos.
Up in smoke. That's one of the Cheech and Chong movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Oh,
for food?
wow, man.
Munchichos, muchachos. Look at Bonnie. Bonnie's like, whoa, she's ready.
And you'll be feeling good after that, too.
If you have any cannabis, maybe we can eat some more of the beef jerky in a little while.
There you go. Let's go
We'll have
to
more.
Let's go to Australia.
And a whole bag of chips. Whole bag. You can't eat just one.
And to think you got to go massage people today.
I know.
You're going to be in rare form today when you go to work. You do realize this, right?
I'm feeling a little goofy.
Yeah, that's
Nothing
okay.
wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, happy's a good thing. An Australian man who has given up on finding a human partner claims to have found the next best thing.
Oh, boy.
It's called a humanoid robot named Emma. Ever since his mother died 10 years ago, Jeff Gallagher from Queensland, Australia, had only his dog Penny to soothe his loneliness. But then a couple of years ago, he read an article about robots that are powered by artificial intelligence and decided to look into them. Well, he found some intriguing commercially available models at $4,350 a pop.
Man.
And they weren't exactly cheap. Still, they looked so lifelike, could move their head and neck and smile and even talk. So he decided it was worth a shot, and he was not disappointed.
Have you seen any of those robots though?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yes,
I have.
Yes,
it's pretty impressive.
Very, very lifelike.
Yes.
To the point where, I saw this robot on 60 Minutes, and you're looking at it at her, and talking, and the head is moving, the lips moving, and it just pulls little hairs from the back of your neck. These robots can be so lifelike.
Well, it's when you go. It's like when you go to Disney, they have all these the animatronics.
Yeah.
and it's so lifelike. Like one is like Buzz Lightyear when you go on the Buzz Lightyear ride.
That's a cool one.
It has his
Yeah.
head inside the helmet, and his mouth moves and everything
Right.
to
Right.
whatever is being said.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Or the other ride that's in Disney that it takes you through time, and it's in
the
Tomorrowland.
Carousel of Progress.
Carousel of Progress.
Yes.
They have stuff like that in Carousel of Progress.
I can go one further than that. The Hall of Presidents.
Oh,
The Hall of Presidents. I've gone in there probably since Reagan was president, and I've seen every single president since Reagan in there when they do the speech. At the
I want to
end.
see Trump's hair.
Yeah.
I want to see what
And
Trump looks like.
They get the mannerisms down. They get all that down.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh,
So
I want to.
You know how
see
Trump
that.
always does this when he talks?
They
He's
did
like-
that.
He does
Like
this.
pinky to.
Yeah. I wonder if
his
Trump's
thumb.
mannerisms in the presidential hall
Yeah.
will go like that.
I'm-
I'm going to go see that this
Mhm.
weekend when I
Oh,
go.
very. What it's called? The Hall
Hall of Presidents.
Presidents.
It's a
Yes,
show.
Hall of Presidents.
And is it in Disney World?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Magic Kingdom.
Oh.
Yes, it's over in Frontierland.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
That'd be like more interesting than seeing the wax figures that they have up at what is it called, Trousseau's?
Oh, Madame
Where-
Tussauds over on
Yeah.
International Drive.
Yeah.
The Wax Museum. How about the Upside Down House?
Oh, you're
That's on
talking
International Drive.
That's hold on, the Ripley's Believe It or Not house.
Yes, that's the house that's upside down.
Yeah.
on
It is.
International
You go
Drive.
in and it's actually you feel like you're upside down in it, or
Well,
some
when you see
sort
it,
of
it's
thing.
literally the picture. Literally, if you look at the photo, the house is upside
It's
down.
upside down outside.
Oh man, that would trip you out. Does it make you feel kind of nauseous? Just
Well,
kind of
when you walk in,
at
then
it?
it's like normal.
It's
you know.
normal. But the
Oh,
outside,
wow.
when you're staring at it outside,
Yeah.
it's like you're looking at a house that was flipped upside down. He'll find a
Yeah, I'm
he'll
gonna
find
find it
he'll
for
find a
you.
picture
This-
and
it's
he'll show you.
really
That's in
crazy.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ripley's-
on International
Yeah,
Drive.
Ripley's Believe It or Not, on International Drive. Yeah.
We have a Ripley's Believe It or Not up in Wisconsin Dells, toward it's Baraboo, Wisconsin, and Wisconsin Dells. There's a
Mhm.
Ripley's, and I think there's one in St. Augustine, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh
too.
wow, very very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. It is 7:45 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Phil is sitting in with us this morning. It's time for news, brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Go see our good friend Hawk Levy for some great deals on any type of precious metals. Here's Bonnie at the news desk with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning once again, and Martin Luther King Day observances planned today across Florida, including Tampa, where a parade will showcase the famous bands from two of the state's historic Black colleges and universities.
We have Florida A&M. They call themselves the Marching 100, but they are 300 members strong, as well as the Bethune-Cookman University Marching Wildcat.
Howard Harris of the Dr. King Parade Foundation in Tampa. Cleanup is underway after several tornadoes were spun off by severe passing through Florida yesterday morning. An EF2 level twister in the Gulf Harbor neighborhood in Fort Myers left over 100 homes damaged.
All my neighbors on both sides, there's 3 houses on this side of the street of Gulf Harbor, and we all have tremendous damage.
The National Weather Service is reporting at least one tornado in Collier County and another in Charlotte County. Storms are responsible for leaving hundreds of people in the dark in northeast Florida. About 700 homes lost power yesterday in Jacksonville. About 200 outages were reported across Nassau and Putnam counties. In most cases, power was restored in a couple hours. Florida is marking a grim COVID milestone. The CDC reported this weekend that the state has had 5 million COVID cases. Only 2 other states have had more. A man died early Saturday morning attempting to walk across Florida's turnpike. According to Florida Highway Patrol at 5:46 a.m., a 70-year-old Miami man crossed Florida's turnpike near mile marker 47 in Hollywood and was struck by a tractor trailer. He was pronounced deceased at the scene. The case is pending investigation. SeaWorld Orlando is getting help treating a record number of distressed manatees. This weekend, SeaWorld sent 4 manatees to the Columbus Zoo in Ohio for rehab. The transfer was necessary to free up room at SeaWorld's Rescue and Rehab Center, which is treating more manatees than ever. And lastly, everyone's obsessed with the game Wordle right now, a daily word guessing game hosted by a British site called Power Language. But there's been confusion because people assume it's an app. So an old app called Wordle has gotten a lot of downloads, about 200,000 in the first week alone. It's totally different and has nothing to do with the game everyone's playing. But check this out. The guy who owns that old app has decided he shouldn't make money off the confusion. Who wouldn't want to make the money off? So he's donating it all. He says he's made about $2,000 so far, and it's going up every day. He'll announce the full amount at the end of the month.
Wordle.
Wordle.
Wow, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
And I'd like to find out how to play. I'm always fascinated with these games.
It's a word game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at
All right,
it.
look for
Wordle.
it. Look for it, Phil.
Wordle.
All right.
Wait,
Phil, look it up.
spell. Tell me later. I was going to ask you how to spell it on the air. I can't believe I did that.
Wordle.
Those plugs in his head are affecting his thinking.
Well, impressive with the Buffalo Bills this weekend, and you want to know why? Because say why?
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 Oh, that was one of those moments. Wait, can we
It was.
redo that again?
Okay,
Go
great.
ahead.
Impressive Buffalo Bills. You want to know why?
Why?
Because this weekend, for the first time in league history, a team played a perfect game on offense, and the Buffalo Bills did just that. They crushed New England 47-17 on Saturday. They did it by never punting, kicking a field goal, or turning the ball over. And in 7 straight possessions, they scored 7 touchdowns. They ran 51 plays on offense and gained yards on almost all of them. The only time they lost yardage was when they knelt twice at the end of the game to run out the clock. And quarterback Josh Allen only threw 4 incompletions, but he also had 5 touchdown passes. So Buffalo Bills going down in history with a perfect offensive game. Our news time is 7:50. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:51 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
And it's been just a perfect Monday morning out on our roadways. So far, so good on US 1. The major highways, north and southbound, everything moving nicely up to speed on this Martin Luther King Day, a Monday morning. Drive safely if you're heading out. There's your latest look at traffic. And we have a nice and cool 56 in Stewart, and it's 69 in Mayari, Cuba this morning. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 5 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday morning, thanks to yesterday's passing cold front. Morning temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s under mostly clear skies. This afternoon, breezy and cool with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Tomorrow, morning lows down to the mid to upper 40s, could even see low 40s around Lake Okeechobee, and afternoon highs in the mid to upper 60s with plenty of sunshine. Wednesday, a little warmer than Tuesday morning, but still cold to start off the day, with temperatures starting off in the low 50s and afternoon highs in the low to mid 70s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
It's now time for Phil's Taste Test, brought to you by Fredo's Food Truck. Let's see what Phil will be tasting this week.
Well, unfortunately, Fredo has bit the dust. He's no longer with us. He hasn't been with us for months.
I think he went AOL.
Yeah, he went AOL or AWOL or something like that. But the food truck still lives. Anyway, it's round 2 of Phil's Taste Test. And what are we going to be tasting today? Phil, if you'll tell Bonnie what she's going to make the attempt at.
Yeah, Bonnie's going to participate in this. This is Buffalo Bob's alligator barbecued flavor beef jerky.
Oh, it's a good thing I came in with my appetite this morning.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
I do want to try some of
You
this.
just ripped through that salsa stuff.
Oh, I know. That's my
Man.
homemade salsa, by the way.
Anyways, the ingredients is alligator, beef, salt, brown sugar, molasses, and barbecue, garlic powder, onion powder, and celery powder.
Look at her, man. She can't wait. Look, she just wow. She just dove right in without even saying go.
Alligator.
All right, Bonnie, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
How is it?
Good texture.
Good texture's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not like a Slim Jim where a Slim Jim tastes all squishy and squishy.
That's not too bad,
right
actually.
away in your mouth.
All right.
It's nice and dry, but it's chewable.
Okay.
That's not bad. What's
It's chewable. No, it's okay. It's not like leather boot.
It has a spiciness. No, not like a boot. Not
Okay.
like hard leather. It's very kind of soft in texture.
Okay.
Not
Spicy.
gamey. Not gamey.
Not gamey at all.
Would you recommend it?
I would certainly.
Okay. You endorse it?
I would not endorse it. No.
Okay.
No.
You'll recommend it, but not endorse it.
No, I could leave.
Bonnie would not be doing a commercial.
You
for
got to
it.
leave that up to a guy like Phil to be
Okay.
the endorser of
Hi,
this
they
beef
call
jerky.
me Phil, and I want to talk to you about alligator beef jerky.
Okay.
But I want to say this is excellent. It's
Is it?
spicy, but not overly spicy.
Now here's
It's
something.
Perfect.
Here's something to try. Are you daring enough to bring up a little bit more of that out of the plastic?
Yeah.
And then dip it in the salsa, and then take a bite.
You know what? It's funny, Evan, because I was going to suggest that
Go ahead.
to Phil over there.
Oh, to
Oh,
Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, to Phil.
No, just kind of pass it on because he's closest to
All
the
right.
salsa.
All right.
I'll
Go ahead,
try
Phil.
this here.
All right. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Do a little scoop.
Well, I already bit into the beef jerky. I
Oh,
don't
that's
wanna-
right. Yeah, we can't do double
Here,
dipping
We'll
here.
do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right.
We'll use the tortilla chip.
As a
As
utensil.
the
and-
utensil,
yeah.
yes. Very
As a
good.
middle guy.
Okay. Don't get any on you.
There we go.
On the can. Oh,
Oh,
she's going for the gusto.
All right.
That looks
Chip.
like a shark.
Do-do-do-do.
Hurry up,
here
we ain't got all year. All right. All right. How was it with the alligator? Is it good? Are you gonna drop on me?
No, it's okay.
Oh, so
So
the
I won't-
alligator put a curveball in
So I won't serve it as my hors d'oeuvre
Do not
feature
put
at my
alligator in your sauce.
Not in the salsa,
no.
not in
No.
not in the chip.
Oh,
Okay.
it took away.
The alligator beef jerky is good on its own. The sauce is good on its own, but do not mix the two.
Right on.
Ooh.
Right on.
I think that's a fair enough
Okay.
critique on that.
Sounded like an
All right.
honest
Hold on.
analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
We like your honesty.
All right. Excuse you. So you like that beef jerky though?
I love the I love this.
And
beef-
that was
beef
alligator.
jerky. And what brand is this? Where can we
Buffalo
find it?
Bob's.
Buffalo Bob's.
Buffalo Bob's.
Where did you get that at?
I got it on Amazon, actually.
Really?
Oh.
Now, the next time I come in, I'm going to be bringing those sodas in.
All right.
Corn on the cob.
Oh.
The corn on the cob
Do
soda.
we have a date for your return?
I don't know yet, but then I think there's even ranch flavored soda.
Do you have
Oh.
okra? Do you have like a okra soda? A pickled
No.
okra?
No.
No, nothing
But-
pickled.
Yeah, I'm going to be bringing that in next, and I
Okay.
think that will be some fun to drink the soda.
That sounds. Do you get that on Amazon too, Phil?
Yeah.
Phil he
Amazing.
finds
It's like
these
some
things.
weird crap
like,
on Amazon. all right, children. We have to take a short pause for the cause. The news has to air. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. More shenanigans and lots of fun this morning coming up after the news. And another tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King also as well.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bob.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Hour number 3 for you and me.
Now, how about some good news?
I always got good news.
I need some good news.
I just said I've always got good news.
Why are you saying that?
Well, because I feel like saying that, okay? It's 8:07 this morning, Mr. Clock, would you certify the time?
It's now 8:07 a.m.
8:07 a.m. as we pay homage to the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King.
My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Dr. Martin Luther King was at the forefront of the civil rights movement, a movement dedicated to freedom and equality for African Americans in this country.
In what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. We will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
It was through peace and kindness that Dr. King spread his message. His work at helping this world become a better place will never be forgotten.
What's the name of our school? We need to listen to our hearts, right?
We should celebrate it because he deserved it. He risked his life for us to have a voice to speak up against racism.
To hear that little child say that about he had the voice to speak up against racism.
And, I like the way he did his thing too, Evan. He wanted to do it peacefully.
Yeah.
Like you said in that note, he wanted to make the point, get the point out, but make it peaceful rallies as well.
Yeah, his speeches, all the things that he did had a huge impact on today's society. And if he were alive today, to this day, I really wonder what things would be like today in the world, because the world is there's such a disarray of things, and if he was alive today, do we think that disarray wouldn't be as severe as what it was?
We would be hoping that he was the man that he was, that he would be the man that he was yesterday, and could rally people to speak and rally peacefully and bring a peacefulness to us.
Yeah, definitely. So great point there, Bonnie. Lots of tributes for the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King. So make sure if you're out and about, you definitely go to one of those out and about. That'll be all over the Treasure Coast area.
Treasure Coast, all over the place with the parades and the Martin Luther King events, and the big cities too, like Washington, D.C. and Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm sure in his hometown, there'll be something really super big in his hometown. Probably there'll be a memorial at the hotel, I think it was, where he was shot as he was standing on the balcony.
Wasn't that like Memphis?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was Memphis, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not
it
good
was.
at remembering locations all that well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, I'm sure the folks are in big celebrations up that way too today, through the snow as as they're going through the snow, like we saw happening in the state of Georgia and Kentucky.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're withering the cold and having some celebrations too.
Hey, Phil, you have another one of those things with you, don't you? You
I have
showed
another
me.
beef jerky.
You have another. Bonnie, you want to try another one? He's got another one.
You know, I'm full. I ate throughout this whole show, throughout the morning, and I better give it up for a while.
You know what I do have, Evan?
What?
I got the Billboard Top 40 book.
Ooh.
Really?
And
yeah, I saw that's like the Bible.
This
of
music. Like if it's a hit,
is.
it's in this book. So maybe if you want to do this, you can tell me what was the number one hit of each decade.
Oh, let's try.
Wow.
That's a fun one.
That would be cool.
That's a popular one.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All
right. So what year do you want to start with, Bonnie?
Let's start with the decade of. Does it go all the way back to 1950?
Hold on. It goes back to the 50s. I got to find.
All right, so give him a year.
Hey, hold on. Let me find the page here first. Here.
So you come up with the idea, but you're not ready.
I'm not ready.
So is it the number one hit of the decade that we're doing, or you're going to pick a year like 1954 or just the 50s?
You want to do a year or you want to do a decade?
Let's do a decade, like the 50s in general.
All right.
We'll try that sort of thing.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you and I take a guess.
We'll probably have to take several guesses because sometimes I can focus in and point out a year.
I'm gonna go with
let's do the 1950s.
All right, I'm gonna take a stab before you read. I'm gonna go Bill Haley in the Comets, Rock Around the Clock, and I'm gonna go with a second pick of a song, something from Elvis. Bonnie, what do you think?
That's a really good guess.
All right, Bonnie, what do you think?
I think you're correct on the Rock Around the Clock, and I would say Jailhouse Rock by Elvis.
All right, Phil?
All right, we'll do the top 5. I'll go 5 down to 1. How's that?
Okay.
All right. Number 5 of the greatest songs of the 1950s. This means the biggest hits of the 1950s.
All right.
Billboard Top 40.
All right.
Number 5. Mac the Knife by Bobby Darin.
Oh, that's a good one.
Of course, yeah.
Number 4, Singing the Blues by Guy Mitchell.
I don't know that one.
Number 3, Sincerely by the McGuire Sisters.
Okay.
That was like one of the biggest. Really?
Yep.
That's kind of a.
Yep.
Wow.
Number 2,
sleeper.
I know.
Number 2, Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White by Perez Pedro. And the number 1 song of all time in the 1950s was Don't Be Cruel / Hound Dog by Elvis Presley.
So it was an Elvis one.
It was Elvis.
But just not the Jailhouse Rock.
Wow.
But Bill Haley in the Comets, I thought that was like, that was big, like big throughout the 50s.
It was the very first rock and roll hit, but
Okay.
it wasn't even in the top 25.
Okay.
Wow.
That's hard to believe.
Greatest of all time.
Huh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
You would have thought so.
You would have. Right away when you said.
All right, let's see.
This is 1960 to 1969.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm gonna say
Go ahead.
the Shangri-Las. Shangri-Las. What was that song that all girl group did? Something about and then he kissed me. Wait, I gotta.
Yeah, I know the song you're talking about.
Wait, I gotta look the song
All
up.
right, you look up. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say something from Steppenwolf in the 60s, and also I'm gonna say something by the 1910 Fruit Gum Company.
Yeah,
that's true. There was a 1910 Fruit Gum
Incense
Company.
and Peppermints, I think.
Incense and Peppermints.
Okay, so Leader of the Pack is the one that I'm thinking of from the Shangri-Las.
Yeah, that was their biggest hit, but
And
that's not on here.
It's not.
No.
No kidding.
What do we got, Phil?
All right, number 5 was I'm a Believer by the Monkees.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right, number 4, I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles.
Of course.
Who could we? Why couldn't we remember the Beatles of all things? Okay.
Number 3, Tossing and Turning by Bobby Lewis.
Yeah,
I remember playing that back in the day too many times.
Number 2, The Theme from a Summer Place by Percy Faith.
Oh, that's such a classic song.
And the number 1 song of all time
and for the
in the
1960s, let me guess again.
It was number 1 for 9 weeks.
Tommy James and the Shondells.
Money.
No.
Crimson and Clover.
No.
No.
Artist. Give us just the artist.
The Beatles.
Oh, that's a wide.
And you couldn't get away from the song. And I'll even give you the
Let
year.
It Be.
No.
Obla di Obla da.
1968, by the way.
So did you mention I Want to Hold Your Hand?
Yes,
already?
I did. That was number 4.
Yesterday. No.
Hey Jude.
Bingo.
Oh,
yeah.
It was
right.
number 1 for 9 weeks in the 60s.
Oh my gosh.
That was a song we used to put on as radio DJs to go to the bathroom.
All
That
right.
and Stairway to Heaven.
The 1970s.
Oh.
1970 to 1979. The biggest hit of the 19. Now, I'll give you a clue. 10 weeks at number 1.
I'm going to go Donna Summer.
No.
I'm going Donna Summer.
No.
Is it
Donna
through
Summer.
1979?
Yes, all the way up to 1979.
Rupert Holmes' Pina Colada.
You know, that was the last number 1 hit of the 1970s and the first number 1 hit of the 1980s.
Yeah. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Yeah. So it was in double
Yeah.
decade. It double dipped.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, number 5, La Freak.
Oh, by Chic.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's number 5.
Yeah.
Number 4, Shadow Dancing by Andy Gibb.
Oh, Evan brings that song up every once in a
Yeah,
while.
I do.
If I ever mention Andy Gibb, he's
Shadow
like,
Dancing.
Shadow Dancing.
Yeah.
Number 3, Tonight's the Night by Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Number 2 for 8 weeks at number 1, Night Fever by the Bee Gees.
Ooh.
Okay, with number 1, I have to have
I got to
one
go
more
Staying
guess.
Alive by the Bee Gees. Now that he brought that up. Bonnie, what do you think?
1970s.
10 weeks at number 1. The year is 1977. I'll give you that clue.
1977. Was it
Yes.
something from Three Dog Night?
No.
And Jeremiah was a bulldog?
No.
No.
The number 1 song of all time, 10 weeks at number 1, You Light Up My Life by Debbie Boo.
Oh my God, please. That is the most depressing song.
But it was.
Didn't we talk about that once, Bonnie, that it was so depressing?
I think it's one of the worst songs.
It's a horrible song.
It should have never been made. That's right up there with that one
Evan shaking his head over there.
Leo Sayer.
Oh,
Sad Eyes or something like that.
That's a good song.
No,
No,
that's
it's not.
a good song.
That's better than Light Up My Life by Debbie Boo.
I'm thinking of that one by, I
All
think
right.
her name was Charlene, where
Yeah.
she says, I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me.
Yeah.
That's a stupid song,
All right,
too.
here we go. 1980s, 1980 to
All right,
1989.
real quick, because I got to get the precious metals and we got to get
All
to
right.
news, which is very
With
important.
the 80s.
80s, and I'll even give you the year, 1981.
Physical Olivia Newton-John.
Bingo! Right off
Bam.
the bam. 10
No
weeks
kidding.
at number 1.
Wow.
All right,
You
real
gotta love
quick,
Olivia.
the 90s, real quick.
The 90s?
16 weeks at number 1.
The 90s.
90s.
Let's see. I hope it's not extreme
Has
with
to be
more
something
than
by
words.
Michael Jackson.
No.
No?
No.
Madonna.
No.
Wow.
All right, here we go.
Men at Work. No, that's 80s. That is
All right,
so 80s.
here we go.
What am
Number
I thinking?
5, I Swear, from All for One.
One of our boy bands.
Yeah, boy
Sure.
band. Okay.
Number 4 was End of the Road by Boyz II Men.
Another boy band.
Number 3, I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Number 2, I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men.
These are all like slow, the sappy
Yeah.
Yeah,
songs.
well, the number 1 song, 16 weeks at number 1 in the 1990s.
In Sync?
Nope. One more guess.
Backstreet Boys?
Rob, is it something by Rob Thomas or
No.
Matchbox 20?
CNC Music Factory?
Nope.
All right.
One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men.
Oh, wow.
16 weeks at number 1.
Now, all
All
these
right.
songs, the 90s, we had better music coming out of that
Wow.
decade. I mean,
That was pretty cool.
I think we had some great alternative. I think the 90s was the best
But
for alternative
all those
music.
songs I just mentioned from the 90s are
Yeah.
better than You Light Up My Life by Debbie Boo.
Well, that
Anything
we
is
have to
better
agree
than that.
with.
I'd
Yeah.
rather get a root canal before I listen to that song.
All right, it's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold will be opening up this morning at $1,819.90 an ounce, and silver opening up $22.95 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. 8:22 on the Get Up and Go show this morning. It's time for news. Let's get right to the news desk. Bonnie's standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. And the storms may have scraped South Florida, but on the Gulf Coast, it was a different story. WPTV's Josh Navarro has this report.
A powerful tornado in the Fort Myers area damaged more than 100 mobile homes, leaving people to seek shelter elsewhere. Look at this video from Lee County. You can see the debris flying around the storm, in the storm that is. Lee County officials say the tornado was traveling at 110 miles per hour when it touched down around 7:35 this morning. It may have been on the ground around 5 minutes. There have been 4 reported injuries and 1 pet that is missing. Of the more than 100 homes damaged, at least 30 of those homes are completely destroyed. The majority of the homes impacted, we're told, are in the Iona-McGregor area of Lee County. On top of that, more than 10,000 customers are without power.
Everybody saw funnel clouds, but I didn't because I was hiding, and then we evacuated for a little while because they had said a second one might be coming.
Storm came in through really quick, and as these do this is why the pressure of the tornadoes are created, because of the quick moving storm, and it was really not much rainfall at all. We had no issue with flooding at all. It was all wind damage.
Now, the South Florida Red Cross is on the ground helping. There is also a tornado relief fund website established in partnership with the United Way of Lee, Henry, and Glades counties to help those impacted by the tornado devastation. We'll have that information on our website. In the studio, I'm Josh Navarro, WPTV News Channel 5.
Brightline's first test train from West Palm Beach to Brevard County, which is set to roll through the Treasure Coast tomorrow, will mark another milestone in the Higher Speed Railroad's completion of its 168-mile extension from South Florida to Orlando. The Tuesday run, postponed from Monday, will mark the first time a Brightline train travels north of Palm Beach County. The entire $4.5 billion project between Miami and Orlando was first announced in March 2012 and was to be completed by 2014. Now the $2.7 billion extension is to be completed late this year, with service set to begin in early 2023, connecting downtown Miami and Orlando International Airport. Construction is more than 70% complete, according to Brightline. Authorities have identified a 44-year-old British national as the man who took 4 people hostage at a Texas synagogue for 10 hours before an FBI SWAT team stormed the building, ending a tense standoff that President Joe Biden called an act of terror. The 4 people were taken hostage for about 10 hours at the Congregation Beth Israel Synagogue in Colleyville. Services at the synagogue were being live streamed on Facebook at the time. The suspect had demanded the release of a Pakistani neuroscientist who was convicted of trying to kill U.S. Army officers in Afghanistan. A man died early Saturday morning attempting to walk across Florida's Turnpike. According to Florida Highway Patrol, at 5:46 a.m., a 70-year-old man crossed the Florida's Turnpike near mile marker 47 in Hollywood and was struck by a tractor trailer. He was pronounced deceased at the scene. The case is pending investigation. And lastly, SeaWorld Orlando transferred 4 manatee calves to an Ohio aquarium for rehabilitation, freeing space to treat more of the threatened sea mammals that have been dying in Florida at an alarming rate. SeaWorld said it has been getting a record number of manatees needing treatment at its center, one of only 5 critical care facilities for manatees in the U.S. More than 1,000 manatees died in Florida during 2021, mostly from starvation. Novak Djokovic arrived early Monday in Dubai after his deportation from Australia over its COVID-19 vaccination requirement ended. The number 1 ranked men's tennis player's hopes of defending his Australian Open title. The Emirates plane carrying Djokovic touched down after a 13.5-hour flight from Melbourne, where he had argued in court he should be allowed to stay in the country and compete in the tournament under a medical exemption because he had COVID-19 last month, and it wasn't immediately clear where he planned to travel next. The Dubai duty-free tennis tournament, which Djokovic won in 2020, doesn't start until February 14. News time, we have 8:27. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
8:28 the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, we're not finding any traffic accidents, and that's a really good thing. So if you've got to be there by 9 this morning, looks like you're arriving on time. Major highways, everything moving nicely and up to speed right now. And if you see something, say something, let us know at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. And nice and cool for us. It's 56 in Stewart, 55 degrees in Port St. Lucie. Here's more on the weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 5 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday morning, thanks to yesterday's passing cold front. Morning temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s under mostly clear skies. This afternoon, breezy and cool with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Tomorrow, morning lows down to the mid to upper 40s, could even see low 40s around Lake Okeechobee, and afternoon highs in the mid to upper 60s with plenty of sunshine. Wednesday, a little warmer than Tuesday morning, but still cold to start off the day, with temperatures starting off in the low 50s and afternoon highs in the low to mid 70s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:33 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, astronauts of all ages, it's time for the Space Report. Here's Captain Randy Siegel. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, Admiral. Science work on board the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft that is attached to the station will be leaving it after being docked there for 30 days. Flight engineer Raja Shari and Thomas Marshburn began loading the vehicle with a lot of supplies. These supplies represent science work that was done on board the station, as well as a spacesuit that's being returned to Earth that will be repaired and then sent back to the space station. The European Space Agency also is working with them in order to get the best work completed for them. Cherie and Mar paired up for eye exams on board the space station with an astronaut, Mark Vanderhee. Astronaut eye health is very important, and problems that happen when they return to Earth with their eyes. The Baron, she worked on experimental hardware throughout the space station and retrieved research components exposed to harsh environment of space from inside the Kibo laboratory module's airlock. There is an airlock on the Kibo module that allows astronauts to place experiments outside the space station, where they will then be exposed to the harsh environment of space and then brought back in order to return that to Earth or be examined on board the station. Cosmonauts Anton Sheplerev and Pietro Blubarov, they spent the last days of the week last week working on their Orlan spacesuits, making sure that they'll be ready for their excursion on the 19th outside the space station to configure the Prichol and the Nukia modules during a 7-hour spacewalk. China has launched another satellite into space. China continues their march, launching satellites into space. This morning, they launched a Taiyuan satellite successfully using a Long March 2D rocket. What is interesting is that this afternoon, at 7:26 p.m., a Falcon 9 rocket will be launched by SpaceX, placing another cadre of some 49 Starlink satellites into orbit. Currently, the weather calls for a 30% chance of unfavorable weather, with less than 10% chance tomorrow. The hope is they can get this launch off because SpaceX has 4 more launches during the month that they're hoping to get off, which would be a record for SpaceX at the Kennedy Space Center. The landing of this vehicle will be on a drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, a short fall of gravitas, and some of them will be landing back on land. Strato-Launch rock carrier aircraft has completed its 3rd test flight. The large wingspan, 385 feet, for this vehicle was tested again as they moved the vehicle on the runway in preparation for it going back into space, or I should say close to space. It will carry under its belly a rocket that will place satellites into orbit. One of the advantages of using the Strato-Launch rocket is that this aircraft can go to any area in the world. It can place satellites into orbit at various degrees and angles that cannot be achieved from a solid launch pad that's down on Earth. The Israeli government has just approved the Artemis Accords. So now Israel joins a bunch of other nations for the Artemis Accords. This allows Israel to join countries like France, Spain, the United Kingdom, the United States, in getting ready for more space exploration that will take place on the moon and on Mars. And the signing of the agreement, it was stated it's a big step for Israel. It'll put the Israeli state in the forefront of countries that advance scientific and technological programs. Speaking about Artemis, it's going to be very interesting when the Artemis 1 spacecraft goes into orbit around the moon, that you're going to see different things that you haven't seen before from Artemis. And one of those different things will be an upcoming test in the Orion spacecraft of the Amazon and Cisco project called Callisto. It will be testing Amazon's Alexa technology. Will they be able to use voice technology on board this vehicle to cut down on the use of some of the astronauts' commands and of their time? We hope to find out tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to tell you about the U.S. launching a military space plane and everyone wanting to use NASA's logo. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every weekday at this time. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli. Bonnie's standing by with some Monday morning suggestions that you need to listen to, because if you think it's mouth-watering, wait till you hear what she's got for you today.
Oh, yeah. And later on this afternoon for lunch, particularly, if you're in the Stewart area working, Chef Mark and Ellie's Deli in Stewart will deliver to your workplace. Order up blackened shrimp tacos. You get them with flour tortillas stuffed with your blackened shrimp. That all-famous spice we're loving this morning, cilantro, is in this. Spicy sour cream, cheddar cheese, tomatoes, and cabbage even, served with chips and salsa today. And try for dessert some key lime pie, peanut butter, or coconut cream pie at Ellie's Downtown Deli. And perfect for today, too, because it's very chilly out. Try a hot bowl of soup freshly made by Mark. He's preparing that this morning. Ellie's Downtown Deli has a full menu available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. They have a full-service deli with dining inside and out. Have them cater your next event. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. Located 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado and Stewart. Call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stewart.
8:41 news time, brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie's got the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Martin Luther King Day observances are planned today across Florida, including Tampa, where a parade will showcase the famous bands from two of the state's historic black colleges and universities.
We have Florida A&M. They call themselves the Marching 100, but they are 300 members strong, as well as the Bethune-Cookman University Marching Wildcat.
Howard Harris of the Dr. King Parade Foundation in Tampa. So what's closed on Martin Luther King Day? Well, we have the United States Postal Service saying that they're closed. So is the New York Stock Exchange. Banks will be closed on Martin Luther King Day, but you will still be able to use ATMs to get cash or put money into your account. And according to the Department of Motor Vehicle website, most DMV offices closed, like other government agencies like courts and non-essential government buildings. Cleanup is underway after several tornadoes were spun off by severe passing through Florida yesterday morning. An EF2 level twister in the Gulf Harbor neighborhood in Fort Myers left over 100 homes damaged.
All my neighbors on both sides, there's 3 houses on this side of the street of Gulf Harbor, and we all have tremendous damage.
The National Weather Service is reporting at least one tornado in Collier County and another in Charlotte County. A 57-year-old Alaskan pediatrician died while scuba diving off the Florida Keys, officials said on Saturday. Dr. Kimberly Jean Kilgore of Juneau died Friday while diving with a group off Isle Morada, according to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Deputies said Kilgore was in about 45 feet of water when she began having trouble and lost consciousness on the surface. The diving boat's crew began CPR and paramedics were summoned, but she was pronounced dead at the hospital. Brightline's first test train from West Palm Beach to Brevard County, which is set to roll through the Treasure Coast tomorrow, will mark another milestone in the higher speed railroad's completion of its 168-mile extension from South Florida to Orlando. The Tuesday run, postponed from Monday, will mark the first time a Brightline train travels north of Palm Beach County. The entire $4.5 billion project between Miami and Orlando was first announced in March 2012 and was to be completed by 2014. Now, the $2.7 billion extension is to be completed late this year, with service set to begin in early 2023, connecting downtown Miami and Orlando International Airport. Construction is more than 70% complete, according to Brightline. Lastly, the 6-year legal battle over pop star superstar Prince's estate ended, meaning the process of distributing the artist's wealth could begin next month. The Minneapolis Star Tribune reported that the Internal Revenue Service and the estate's administrator, Comerica Bank and Trust, agreed to value Prince's estate $156.4 million, a figure that the artist's heirs have also accepted. Prince, who died of a fentanyl overdose in 2016, did not leave a will. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers move on to the next round of the playoffs, beating Philly at home.
The defending Super Bowl champion Buccaneers have advanced to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs after defeating the Eagles 31-15 on Sunday afternoon. Quarterback Tom Brady after the game.
We ran the ball really well. Line played great. Receivers played great. Tight ends played great. So everyone got in there, made some plays to help the team win. We're going to need it again next week. It only gets tougher from here.
Tampa Bay's divisional opponent will be the winner of the Monday night football game between the Los Angeles Rams and Arizona Cardinals. Covering the Buccaneers in Tampa, I'm Jason Barringer.
And Tom's previous coach, Bill Belichick, who turned 70 in April, said he still wants to coach in 2022 and will begin the process of moving forward after his New England Patriots team was rocked by the Buffalo Bills 47-17 in the wild card round of the AFC playoffs Saturday night. Belichick, the NFL's longest tenured head coach, notably once said he didn't plan to coach into his 70s like former Bills coach Marv Levy, but he later softened those remarks. News time coming up on 8:47. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
8:47 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
And Evan, the roads are looking good and clear. They've been that way all morning. The highways have just been really nice. It's a nice drive on the turnpike. I-95 looks good. US 1 north and southbound in Martin and St. Lucie County. Everything is clear at the moment, and just drive safely if you're heading out. There's your latest look at traffic. And it's 57 under a mostly sunny sky here in Stuart. It's 32 degrees in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning running 5 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday morning, thanks to yesterday's passing cold front. Morning temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 50s under mostly clear skies. This afternoon, breezy and cool with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Tomorrow, morning lows down to the mid to upper 40s, could even see low 40s around Lake Okeechobee, and afternoon highs in the mid to upper 60s with plenty of sunshine. Wednesday, a little warmer than Tuesday morning, but still cold to start off the day, with temperatures starting off in the low 50s and afternoon highs in the low to mid 70s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the moment we've all been waiting for, the return of the top 10 list. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like.
And from the home office of Yeehaw Junction, Florida, top 10 ways to get out of jury duty.
Oh,
which you were on most recently.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, I was on jury duty.
I hope the sheriff is not listening.
And you had no way of getting out of it? You had no way of getting out of this jury duty?
But the home office has done their research, and they're saying here are the top 10 ways to get out of jury duty. Number 10, bring a note from the Get Up and Go show.
That works.
Yeah, because we said so.
Exactly.
Yeah, anytime you want a day off from work, Phil, at the storage place, just give me or Bonnie a call. We'll write you a note.
You got it.
You're much needed.
Yes. Number 9, ask if you get to execute criminals personally.
That'll probably get you out of there. Yes.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Number 8, keep saying very loudly, "Hey, who's frying bologna?" Yeah.
Who's who?
Who's frying? I didn't get
Who's
that one.
frying bologna?
Who's frying bologna?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All
Okay.
right.
I think I finally got it.
I'm sorry I missed that.
All right.
That's no bologna.
That went right over my head because there's no hair up there. All right. Go ahead.
Number 7, every 5 minutes, point to a different person in the courtroom and yell, "He did it."
That'll work.
Number 6, let the judge know that you signed up for AARP, only $16.99 a year. See website for details.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you got to read it.
Yeah.
So there's no time for that jury duty,
Exactly.
right?
Number 5, ask if there will be opportunities to examine bloody undershirts.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
That's pretty good.
How
That's a
do
good
you
one.
like that?
All right.
Number 4, fly into a rage whenever Evan Nine's name is mentioned.
Sure. Why not?
Number 3, respond to every question with, "Let me talk to my lawyer Fredo about that."
Fredo.
We're gonna resurrect him one day.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
Number 2, tell them you've already done jury duty on Matlock.
Okay, I get it.
And number 1, ask the judge if he's wearing anything underneath his robe.
Oh my gosh.
And there's your top 10 list.
Oh, there you go.
What lies beneath?
And in the words of Tom Sullivan, welcome to the Monday Show.
And if it's a redheaded judge, he has the fire down below.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh,
hold
my.
on.
Bonnie, what is in that cup of coffee you're drinking?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
Holy mo! I'm walking out the door on that
I
one.
think that
That's
Benadryl's
it.
kicked in.
I'm out of here. Wow.
Wow.
Holy Moses. Wow. Bonnie, are you sure you took a Benadryl this morning? Phil's crying.
Phil is as pink as that Benadryl
Phil
that
is
I
crying.
took. The face, the red.
Wow.
Wow, Phil, you're just like bright as a beet.
Oh, the phone's ringing already.
I'm afraid to find out who this is. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How's it going? Long time no see.
Oh, it's the old man down the road. Hello, old man.
Hey,
How are
there
you?
he is.
Good morning.
Well, how's the Hitter Club for Men there doing there, Phil?
Well, his plugs are looking good in his head. Yeah.
He's
doing
so
good.
old, the first sexually transmitted disease he got was the plague.
Oh, man.
Oh boy, you're funny as a fart in the station.
You guys, you know, do I have to put you? I'm going to have to put both of you in timeout this morning at the
Silliness.
timeout table back there.
I
Wow.
was asking. Hey, Phil.
Sir.
Be nice now, okay?
Okay. Well, and then once could she rub her fingers through that, Hair Club for Men wig?
Wow. So, old man, where do we find you out this morning?
Well, Edna and George is outside shoveling their snow because we happen to come down this way.
Oh, okay.
Well, how come she's shoveling? How come you're not shoveling?
Yeah.
Well, she shovels more than anything else, so she's good at it.
All right. Well, he makes Edna do everything. All right. So you're in Kentucky, okay? And where are you going to be going after Kentucky?
Well, after the cold weather, I've got to head down to Ellie's downtown deli.
Oh,
Get some good food.
Okay. All right. Nice endorsement there.
Get a hot, delicious bowl of soup.
And that cookie as big as your head.
Yeah.
Yes, the chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
Well, maybe your head because your extensions are sticking out.
Oh, wow. All right, old man. We're going to let you go. Say goodnight, old man.
Good night, old man.
All right, that's our good friend, the old man down the road. Wow.
Now, after all this time, are those really extensions? Or
Bonnie, how about this?
Yeah.
How about this? I'm going to let you think about this
Yes.
for the next time Phil is here. That's all I'm going to say.
Which will be about 2 weeks.
I
by
mean,
the way.
I'm like examining the hairs on his head
She's
now.
really going to dissect this
And
whole thing.
By the time you see me next time, I'll probably have a haircut too.
Yes, he has to go to
Yeah.
a special barber
Huh.
to get his haircut.
Yeah.
He
I'm a hot
does.
Telemundo hairdresser.
He goes to a Telemundo hairdresser.
Yes.
What's a
Yes.
telemendo?
Telemundo.
Telemundo.
That means she's
Is-
Spanish.
She's Spanish.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yes, it's Telemundo hairdresser
Oh.
that specializes in his type of hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, she does a fabulous job.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
It looks terrific.
You know, my dad said I had kind hair.
Kind
hair.
Kind
the
hair.
kind that grows on a dog's butt.
Oh my gosh, Phil.
I'm going to permanently censor you, I swear. Well, that's about it. I am so glad this show's over. I'll be back, glad to get back to some kind of normality tomorrow morning. Lord, Phil, thanks for coming in, man.
Hey,
Appreciate
it was a lot of fun.
And for your fabulousness, you can take home our prize package of Tostitos.
Yeah, there you go.
So
All right. Remember, folks, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
take care, and I think we'll see you tomorrow. Will we see you for Phil tomorrow?
No,
Or
you
hear
won't
from
see
you?
me, but you might hear from
All
me.
right,
Yeah.
right
But that's
on.
why they call him.
They call me Phil.
That's right. Make it a great day, folks. And we'll speak to you in about 21 hours right here at WSTU, Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station.
That's all, folks.